Okay. Thank you, the first speakers of the proposition. Now the floor is open for the first speakers of the opposition.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I am Leiko from the opposition group. I have my friend Renshen and he is Iyasu. Today we are going to talk about the debate is about the House rules that government should regulate the media. First of all, let me define what media and government is. Media is the collective communication outlets or tools used to store and deliver information or data, and it is either associated with communication media or the specialized mass media communication, like business such as the print media or the press, photography, advertisement, cinema, broadcasting, or publishing the point of scale. And the second definition I'm going to give you is about a government. Government is a system or group of people governing an organized community. I just want you to emphasize on that it is just governing the community, not governing the community's ideas. So let us talk about the point this we are going to face. So first of all, media should be free from any interference. It is obvious. So if they are free from any interference, information flow will be high. So peoples will be acknowledged and people should be like full of information. So if free media are going to fulfill their vital functions, the public need assurance and the media are seeking the truth. So any government or any interference of the people or there will be a leakage of information. So just wait and acting to guard the public interest. And second, people should be updated and acknowledge information. So if there is any government interference, people are like they are not confident to speak. So there should be a freedom. So there should be freedom of medias. And third, facts provided or learned about something or someone. When we define information, there are facts, and we peoples are sick of facts. Whenever we wake up, we check our phones because we need facts, we need information. We need what is going on. We need to know what's going on in our environment. So information should not be restricted by any government or by any interference. And we want to connect information with freedom of expression. When we define freedom of expression, it is an important human right. So if it is an important human right, people should express their ideas. So any media, any medias should not let us take an example. There is a thing whistleblower who really seeks the first information. In our situation, they are arrested, but in other countries, like we have a source from the countries like Norway, USA, and Switzerland, the whistleblowers are awarded, but in our situation, they are like arrested. Why? Because we people need information and we should be updated. So let's talk about like Ethiopia's current situation and the previous one. The previous one was like under the control of the prime minister, but now we are free to talk. In some manner, we are free to talk. But in previous times, we were like we were like under the control of the prime minister, and we were like scared of sharing ideas. But now it is okay to talk. Even it is okay to share ideas, and it is important. The time is over. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, the speaker of the first speakers of the opposition here. Whenever on the way of speaking, you have to just have a look at to your judge because they are keeping your time, so they will notify you when you have some 10 minutes. And probably after the race, which means you have finished your time, so try to just summarize within 5 or 10 seconds after they show you a hand. Well, now let's proceed to, the floor is open for the second speakers of the proposition.
Okay, thank you. We believe government should regulate the media because the more freedom government give to each media, the more fake news can spread because there will be a competition between the medias, and just to be famous, they'll spread fake news and fake information, and this can bring some damage and conflicts on the country. If we see, let's see the examples of on CNN and Fox News. CNN was on the election of Trump's presidency. So if you see that, CNN was on the side of Hillary Clinton, which is Republican, Democratic, and Fox News was on the side of Trump. So that brought some conflict between them, and in order to in order to create or establish a good picture about each one of them, by doing that, it will spread false information or rumors and break bias. And the second point is not only for the government things can or should be regulated, but also for the society, because government should control undesirable content like some inappropriate contents which can bring harm to the society. And my third point will be when we give or when we chose the government, our government, to regulate or manage what we have, why can't we give them the media or to our media centers to be properly regulated by them and receive accurate information? And ideas are not always true or accurate. So, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for using time wisely. The second of the proposition. Now the floor is open for the second speakers of the opposition.
Hello, I'm Yasu from the Oppose group, and our member or the House believe that the government should not regulate the media. There are different reasons for this assumption. The first is the role of media is to be an internet between the society and the government. So there should be any influence or intervention by the government in the media. So if there is a government intervention, the media can't give the true or the real information to the society. So this leads to the endless conflict between the government and the society. This leads to difficult for the people of the society or the country. The other reason is the development of democracy also be difficult if one the principle of democracy, the right to speak is violated. As we know, the right expression of right. The right to expression is one of the principles of democracy. So if the government regulates the media, this right will be violated. And at the same time, if the government intervenes in the media, the society's right to get information at the same time is denied. And when the government tries to regulate the media, the societies may complain. So the other topic is we should ask us what's the problem if the true information of the individuals is released in the media. Unless it is a fake, there is no problem to release the information of the individuals. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, the second speakers of the opposition. Now, floor is open for the last speaker of the proposition group. The proposition group, please take a chair. I mean, take the floor, please.
Thank you. My name is Yasu, and I'm from the proposition team. I say government should regulate the media due to many reasons. One is if the media is free, there will be a mass control. Let's take, for example, the United States government does not usually control the media. So whenever the media is not controlled by the government, there will be many medias, individual-based medias, which are run by individuals having different ideologies, beliefs, and commitments. So, for example, if there is a media which is based on entertainment, and then if that entertainment is offensive in some way for some people, this way there is a violation of people's rights, you know. So that's why we say government should regulate the media. And the other one is it also if the media is free, it aggravates conflict. Let's take, for example, ISAT in our country, in OMN, Oromia Media Network. They are mostly free medias. So most of the time, it's a rumor. There is a rumor saying that the ISAT works for Amhara people and OMN works for Oromo people. This is like aggravating the conflict rising regarding racism and other problems in our country, you know. Wait. The other one is American CCTV. The American CCTV provides the most accurate information regarding the US government. It's government regulated media. So if you consider in the past 2 years, there was some movement called Black Lives Matter, if you remember. So those movements, like if the media was controlled by black people, it would be like exaggerated and presented to the people that black lives are being slaughtered every day. But okay, go ahead.
I mean, like, what is wrong with it if they reveal the truth? What is wrong with the media if they reveal the truth, whether it's a rumor or not? What's wrong with it?
Rumors are not true.
I know, okay, what's wrong with it if they reveal it? I mean,
Yeah.
people should take the truth. We should people take the good things and the bad things reveal it. So what's wrong with it if they reveal
yeah.
the truth?
What do you think is like in every situation the government is like the one which is being offensive to the people, but that's not always true. There is a government which is democratic, you know, like the US government. They are democratic. They give rights to the people. So if the government controls the media, that would be better, you know. And I have heard you saying that government is like a body governing the community, not community's ideas. That's very untrue, you know. Abraham Lincoln said in his famous quote, an ideal government is government from the people, by the people to the people, right?
Yeah.
So that's like very untrue. It's like government is a body governing community's ideas. That's right. The second one is regulation is not interference, you know, like regulation is not interference. See the term in the dictionary. You said regulation is interfering, the government interferes in free media. Regulation is not interfering. There is a positive way of regulation, the media, you know. So why you say why should they get embarrassed? They should express their ideas even if it's not offensive? You say that. But I say you should not give. Okay, thank you. Should I finish? All right. So what I say is you should not always think about negative examples. Like you consider mostly Ethiopia only. Say people get arrested if they speak the truth here, and you also said some other country gets awarded. So why do you think about that? Like you have to think the half full, not the half empty. You know, when having a bottle of water, you have to think the half full.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The last speakers of the opposition team. Whenever you have point of information, just don't make it as a dialogue, as I said before. Just you simply raise a concern and then just give the floor for the speaker rather than just making a dialogue. It's not allowed for natural debate session. You have just fraction of seconds to just raise your point of information and then he or she will approach as they just understand the question. Well, now we arrive to the last speakers of the opposition team, so just welcome to the stage.
Okay, thank you very much, and you all thank you for coming to hear our ideas. We really don't think that the government should regulate the media. And I would like to say something about the thing that you raised before. You said that it's contradictory with that of privacy, and you mentioned the parliament people as an example, right? But we believe that, and it's obvious that the parliament people are serving the country, or they are even representing the society. So what if we don't know about them? What will happen? Just imagine, because if we don't know what's going on with them, especially with relating to the private life, it will be very difficult. Because, for example, like crimes will be happened, right? So we don't have to just cover everything. Just we have to release everything as it is, and you have to know. In the society, have to be aware of everything goes on. And even about the things that you read about fake news, who are we to judge about fake news? Even before the change, the change, just let me explain it as an example. The current situations of our country, the change that we believe is coming right now. The news that was the cause of the change was considered as a fake news before, but now we are accepting as the base for the changes. So how can we say? How can we just judge those uses? And the thing, by the way, there's no absolute democracy first, and even the U.S. government that you mentioned as Democrats, they can use the media as as a strength their power rather than that of just seeking for the truth or something like that you mentioned. And the thing that we believe the government shouldn't interfere or regulate the media is we're talking about the government, right? The current government that rule the country. That means the government have the supporters and even those who didn't support, right? So if we give the chance the government to control the media, that means we are giving or strengthening the power for the current government. So what about the peoples who oppose the government? So we have to take a point in that. So we have to emphasize, I just want you to emphasize on that. And we believe that, or it's obvious that people have the right to reflect their ideas, their opinions. Even the media's, like hundreds of medias should be like raised or released, but that's very important because like ideas starts from the private, right? From each of us. So giving the chance for all of the medias is very important rather than that of its advantage. So just you have to allow people to obtain information. Thank you very much. Time. Okay. He raised his arm, so that's why.
Okay, previously said the parliaments are, we should not consider the private life of parliaments because they're not, what you said, remind me what you said about parliaments. Like, remind me what you said about parliaments.
Yeah, we don't have to give the chance to protect their private life.
But we, what?
You were killing my time though. You were killing my time though, so.
It contradicts, you just said something that contradicts your idea.
You have to remind yourself.
Yeah.
That's how you say.
That have to remind me
Or
yours.
the cameraman will help you.
Well, you said like there is an absolute democracy right now, yeah. So you are against our idea, the national regulate media, right? So if the media is not regulated, people might open another people and they may break some rules and regulations. So that's also not absolute democracy, right?
Of course, I'm not
in your own way,
denying.
you're
Thank
saying,
you. I'm not denying that.
You're
Of
not
course,
denying,
yeah.
Thank you.
That, of course, there's no absolute democracy. That's the truth. We cannot reveal it, right? But here, the people
So
are not.
government should try.
Thank you. People are
Government-
not the ones who regulate. The rights of others. Rather, the government will be the one who's
What
forcing.
about the government's idea?
Oh my God, this is stupid, right? So the government is the one who is like, empowering the people, than that people empowering the government. Thank you very much.
Well, please remind. Look, if you sit for maybe national competition, you are not allowed to interrupt the speaker anytime. Once, if you raise and then accepted if your content information is accepted, you are allowed to speak. But if the speaker do not allow you or rejects your point of information, just you keep silent. And after you ask something, whether the speaker just respond exactly or not, you do not interfere again. Simply you may just take that point for rebutting in your next, maybe in your next presentation. So you have to adapt these things. Not point information at this time. Simply just try to rebut the major points your opponent is missed and that it is true. It works for both.
We're again going to emphasize on, I'm going to summary, and I got too many questions, but you guys have said that you should see something in a positive way, but we are connecting the media with the expression of rights, so we just have said that freedom of expression is an important right. So it is and also it is an important human right. So are you guys saying government should regulate the human right? I mean they should, they're counter-attacking the right they just promised. So generally, they should enable, or media should enable free exchange of information. And information should be seen in a positive and a negative way, that's obvious. But people should be acknowledged, people should be updated with information, because we have to seek the truth, and it doesn't matter whether it's wrong or whether it's good. You just have to pick the right one, and you just have to be updated with the information. And also, what's left is that, like, how are you guys sure about the CNN media and the Fox News was supporting one's idea? It was not true, and your ideas were not like the reality. You just have said to confess. So there is the third one is information flow. Let us see the information flow. If government should regulate, I mean, like, media should be like they're not working their jobs, so there should be a law. There will be information slowman. So there should be government shouldn't regulate the media. And the last one is it allows people to obtain information. It is obvious. We people in our group we emphasize on obtaining information, and information is gained from the media. So media should be free from any interference, so as to get information, because people seek information and people seek the truth. That's it. Thank you.
I was thinking about it for summing up your group's point of view. And now, one speaker will just sum up your point of view.
Okay, thanks again for having me. So, in order to conclude what we have been saying, I would like to come up with one or three ideas. The first one is the people that's being our opponent. I'm against their idea, not them, actually. So Mahatot was talking about the government and human rights and stuff like that. This is a fallacy called off the track fallacy. We're talking about the government should regulate the media, not like human rights and stuff like that. I know they're linked, but not like right at spot, not like right at that's a problem. So you say like it doesn't matter whether it's right or wrong. Of course it matters, like right, always. That's the point. So the last one is obtaining information. Yeah, and obtaining accurate and true information. That true information could be gained from the people. True information could be gained from the government too. Like not the people always talk the truth. That's fact. We lie, right? Not always the government lies. People lie. So you cannot say like the government's always the liar, so it should not control the media and stuff like that. So that's the 3 points. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, the last speakers. I mean, the speaker from the proposition team, just to summarize the major points of his team members. Now, just to allow just to resume to your seat, and then the judges are working on your results, and they will just notify you soon. You can stand over there, no problem.
Misuse of text, right? And there is some problems. The opposition group, because someone is not prepared for the debate, right? Because the last voice present his opposition by reading, and some of the opposition group is present them with the
I think they judged it very well. They found some mistakes on the opposition team. They felt like it wasn't rehearsed enough and they didn't prepare enough. But the opposition team did good, even though they had some time management issues. They did very well. And he was not in the first two sessions. They have never debated before. Those three have debated before, but still they won the proposition one. And some part of the.
So the motion is just given for.
The media should be controlled by government.
So the proposition team.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. This is the end of our today's session. Thank you.